Yo, what up? It's your girl Pika. I'm calling in from Singapore as always, and guess what? This is episode 16, and I never thought I'd say that. um, Mixed emotions tonight. It's been a quiet day, mostly because I've been sick the last couple of days. I slept most of the day today after we went to the temple. I think I told you about that yesterday. Um, Slept and got up just in time to do a little bit of work and then run off to pick up my daughter from school and come back. And yeah, just kind of quiet, but I like it. Not a lot of news from a lot of people. I know I had some people checking in on a project that we're working on, just to see if everything's going well or not. And I think I realized a couple of things today. I got a chance to read for the first time in a long time today. I actually read E Squared. I don't know if you've heard that book before, but it was recommended to me by Wendy from Crown for Success, and it's a lot about manifesting with your thoughts. Basically, just paying attention to what you're thinking about and trying not to attract things you don't want. There's a lot about the law of attraction going on at the moment, mindset, motivation, a lot of things going on with meditation at the moment. I can feel like meditation is going to be big again soon, so it's kind of like the 60s all over again. People are rediscovering what it means to be spiritual, and I really, really I vibe with that. I was raised Hindu, but because of where we lived in the U.S., I lived in a place called Yogaville, and that will be forever be a big part of my heart. The most peaceful place on earth, as far as I know, because obviously I haven't been to everywhere there is on earth, but it's very, very peaceful. It's one of the few places where all the religions actually come together and worship together. There's no problem about, I say it like this and they say it like that and we shouldn't, and nothing like that. It's super humble. It's an ashram. I was very, very lucky and privileged to have grown up in that atmosphere. So because of that, I was always taught to question everything for myself, so I get my own answers. Obviously, most times if you go ask people about their religion or ask people about their beliefs, they'll tell you what they feel and they expect you to agree with them. But in this community, it's like you can have that discussion and you can agree to disagree, and it's okay. And that's the kind of world I want to live in. I want to live in a place where everyone from every walk of life is cool with each other. They're happy with each other's differences. They're not going to push you to change. None of that. If you feel like changing, change. And if you don't, that's cool too. Because I think we need a lot more tolerance in this world. I think we need a lot more acceptance. And obviously that starts with yourself. If you are able to really dig deep and be honest with yourself about who you are and what you believe, then nothing that people say as far as, definitions or labels, they won't really affect you. You will kind of like move past it. It won't be a big deal to you. A lot of times the culture changes to like a more lazy version of itself. I was having a conversation today with a gentleman, and he was saying that, people these days, they don't do the things that they used to. They don't teach their kids about the culture they came from. They don't, push them to reach further than what they're being told. They don't teach their kids to ask or question any of those things. And I feel like, yeah, that's exactly the problem. I feel like people do things because they've been told to. They don't question, they don't ask, they don't look into why. They don't care. It's kind of like the blind leading the blind. And I kind of wish that, for me at least, if I'm going to build a brand, I'm going to build something that I can leave behind, that my daughter will feel comfortable in being who she is because she knows that I fought for the same things, that I wanted the same things for her. I feel like we're too quick to judge. And in the book, it was talking about how we come into every situation with our preconceived notions based on what we've lived through before. So if you've lived through someone being invasive of your space, taking things they shouldn't, telling you what to do, abusing you emotionally or physically or whatever, you tend to see the rest of the world with those frightened eyes. You kind of close yourself off to good people. And unfortunately, when you think those things as you worry about them, kind of bring them into existence too. So I don't know, kind of an awakening today, a little bit of a paradigm shift, I guess, if you will. So I feel like things have changed. I walked into the day thinking that, life was a certain way and I was justified in my fears, and la-di-da. I talked to people, and I did exactly what I tell everybody not to. I called someone who I knew would actually help me justify what I was feeling. And they did, and that was great and all at the time, but as I go through the day and as I, experienced everything with the book, with the temple, with conversations, and I'm telling you, conversations are key to me. They really do open up my eyes. We actually just finished watching a Hallmark movie of all things, and that was also super spiritual, which I didn't expect. But I feel like the fears I had this morning were just not justified at all. I feel like the fears I had this morning, I could have gotten rid of with a simple conversation. I could have just asked, and I would have been able to tell for myself whether it was something that was justified or not. Anyway, very vague, super spiritual. I'm very sorry for that. Either way, I wanted you to know, I think it's safe to try one more time every time. I think it's safe to love again every time. You never know what people are like. You never know what people need from you. You don't know if they're going to use you or not. But why come into the situation expecting them to? Why not come into the situation with your expectation set as, okay, how can I serve? That way you're not disappointed. That way you don't create anything you don't really need. Why not try again? Why not love again? I mean, that's all any relationship is, right? A form of love. How you show the other person that you're listening, how you show the other person that their emotions matter as well. Because all our emotions matter. It's not just me, it's not just you. Everybody's emotions matter. Everything is big to each person. Your cross is your own to bear, right? So I'm saying, what do you think? Are you with me? You think it's worth it to try and love again? You think it's worth it to try again and maybe not come into any situation with preconceived notions, to kind of come in open and be ready for whatever? I don't know. I'd love to know your thoughts. I know it's a really quick one tonight. I really do love talking to you guys. And obviously, literally, I'm talking to myself. But hopefully someone out there is listening. Hopefully someone out there is understanding what I'm saying. Maybe I get to open your eyes a little bit. Maybe I give you a different perspective somehow. Because that's all I'm trying to do. As I grow, I'm hoping you watch that I'm growing as well. As I grow, I hope that I leave some kind of a journal behind for my daughter to look at later. If she's ever lost or confused, I'd love to be that guiding star for her. Alright, you guys, enough of the feels tonight. I will catch y'all tomorrow. And I wish you a very, very lovely Tuesday morning. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye.